All right, we all know the super nice Pain Cave home gym setups out there. We know Lionel Sanders' Pain Cave. We know that crazy view that Jan Frodeno has when he rides his trainer indoors. But let's take a look at a more budget option. So we're gonna break down with prices on every single part our home gym setup. We've put this together over probably a few years at this point, but we just wanna show that you don't have to spend a ton of money to have everything you need to train hard in your own house. So what I'm hoping here is that the cumulative price of everything that we have that we use for indoor training will be less than, let's say, the most expensive smart trainer on the market. I'm not sure, it'll be real close, but we're not gonna leave any stone unturned here. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's start with the garage. All right, this treadmill is probably one of my proudest Craigslist purchases. Back when we were in Virginia during basically the beginning of the pandemic, we wanted a treadmill. It was really hot outside, really humid in Virginia, and we wanted something that we could just do an easy run in a little more of a temperature controlled environment. Now, we brought it all the way to Colorado for basically the same reasons, but mostly because it's cold and snowy during the winter. So being able to pop into the garage and have our own treadmill to run on is huge. This is a very nice treadmill. It is basically the highest horsepower you can get. Super this is the type of treadmill that you would find in a very nice gym. Yes, it's a little bit old, but it's got a massive deck, super nice. It's adjustable, cushioning. And I mean, this is a workhorse treadmill. I can run fast on this. I can run with a high incline and it will withstand it. So we need something that can kind of take a beating, and this is it. How much did we pay for this? $100. That's right. Now, we did also have to transport it from Virginia to Colorado, but while this was an exceptional deal, you can get a treadmill out there on Craigslist, on Facebook Marketplace for very cheap. People buy them all the time, realize they never use them, they take up space, and they want to get rid of them. I promise you, go to Craigslist, go to Facebook. If you're in the market for a treadmill, you can find something, always negotiate. That's the biggest thing about buying used. But we use this all the time, and it's really an invaluable part of our home gym setup.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to our most recent purchase, which was a squat rack. At first I thought this was a little bit silly when Ben wanted to get it, but now that we've used it, I can say that we actually use it pretty frequently. It came with this really nice bench, the whole setup. It actually came with a couple of different bars that are different weights, which is super great because there's the heavier bar, I think this is 45 pounds, and then the lighter bar, which is 35 pounds. And we've used it pretty frequently actually for deadlifts, squats, bench press. It's nice, you can do pull-ups, you can also do lat pull down if you have a band like this. Yeah, it's a pretty great purchase actually.
Let's head downstairs. All right, here we are in the bike room. Let's break it down. With a lot of these budget breakdown type videos, people like to cheat. They like to, kind of be like, oh, well, I already had this, and they count it towards this setup. I'm going the opposite of that. For this, we're gonna break down having two individual trainer setups to an extent. So we do have the luxury of having this spare room downstairs. So, but we could have done this setup in the garage as well. It's just a little easier to keep a consistent temperature in here. But we've got Summer's bike, we've got my bike over here. So let's break down what it takes to have a setup like this. The biggest thing that saves us a ton of money is using dumb trainers. Now, this is, it's kind of funny because Zwift, Trainer Road, all of that is really the hot thing right now, but you don't need that to effectively train indoors. Yes, it might make it less mind-numbing for some people, but we're kind of all about just riding, looking at our power meter, and watching shows or movies. So what trainers do we use to do that? One over here, we've got a bike pump that I almost sat on. We've got a Le Mans Revolution. This is an exceptionally smooth trainer to ride for being a dumb trainer. It is probably the best out there. There is one downside of this, which is that it's extremely loud. So yes, it gets very noisy in here. It makes using a fairly good noise canceling headphone important, but they're cheap. They feel extremely good. The road feel is better than any other trainer out there. Over here with my bike, we've got a classic Cyclops Fluid 2. Ceres is the company now. It's a basic wheel-on fluid trainer. It just works. Yes, they do eventually fail, but you can get these maybe even for free, but I promise you, if you live in a semi-major metro area, there are probably 5 of these on Craigslist or Facebook of people that used to have them and then have since upgraded to smart trainers. I do all of my indoor training on this and it works. You can just put your bike on. You don't need a separate trainer wheel. You just toss your bike on and ride. The feel is pretty good and they're just so cheap. I cannot, it is such a great option if you just want to be able to work out indoors. So along with that, we've got 2 trainer mats here. You can find these for 30 or 40 bucks online. Super nice to have so you don't sweat onto a carpet or the floor or whatever, or snot if you're doing really hard workouts. You know, bodily fluids end up all over here. We're triathletes. Thankfully, we only pee on our bikes outdoors, but you know, if you're different. So up here, we've got 2 tables. These are not Wahoo branded expensive bike tables, right? These are medical overbed tables. You can get them for 40-ish bucks on eBay or Amazon or whatever it is, and they work really, really well. You can tilt them if you want, put your bottles on there, raise and lower the height. They're just good, consistent, cheap pieces of equipment to watch something in front or whatever it is. One of the most important things of training indoors is having a really good fan setup. So we've got 2 of these very nice Lasco fans. They are very loud, but they are very powerful. They even have little Bluetooth remotes, so you can turn it on. Here, you'll be able to hear the noise a little bit. Well, doesn't sound too bad, but they're pretty loud once they get going. But so you can change the power from the comfort of your bike. You don't have to get off and you know, if you're changing the effort of your intervals. So 2 of those, 1 for each of us. I'm even going to include our movie watching setup here. So this was another pretty good purchase we got here. It is a Surface Pro 4 tablet. I mean, it's a full computer. We use this for everything, but it's a super great form factor for just tossing on one of these tables here and just watching something. You know, swap it over Netflix, Twitch, whatever you're watching. And I've got these $50 Bluetooth earbuds from Amazon that I'm gonna do a separate review on, but they work, they block noise pretty well. So yeah, I'm talking about the entire setup here, the mats, the trainers. I'm not gonna include the bikes in the budget because that wouldn't quite be fair, but everything you need if you already have a bike right here. So you don't have to spend a lot. This entire room, ignoring the bikes, is probably cheaper than most people's smart trainer setups alone. So yeah, I mean, it's you can do it on the cheap.
Now we know no pro triathlete video would be complete without an espresso machine. So introducing the most important machine that we have in terms of our training setup, this beautiful espresso machine. I'll go ahead and make an espresso. How much did we pay for this sucker? $50? Dang.
All right, you've seen our home gym setup. One of the greatest things about piecing together a setup like this on a budget, one, I think it's really fun, but also if we had to move or we get an upgrade or something like that, I could probably sell any of this equipment for at least as much as we bought it for. So it's just a really kind of safe, fun way to get the tools you need to be an effective athlete, even from the comfort of your own home.
So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below or reach out to us on Instagram. We really do love chatting with people and helping them find the equipment that they need or give them advice. So yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.